Okay. I would say one last book, but this is actually a 3-part series. I have all three. I'm not going to show you all three. I'm just going to show you the one. If any of you guys know John Lennon or John Lewis, I don't know why I'm trying. John Lennon. John Lennon is the Beatles guy. John Lewis. John Lewis was an activist. He recently died, I believe December, maybe January, but he recently died. And this is his story, and his story is called is depicted in a book called March, and it is a 3-part series. It is a graphic novel that covers his time during the civil rights unit. So I know that many of you hear about MLK. What you don't hear about often are the little people that made MLK, that made Malcolm X, that made Rosa Parks. And so this book covers John Lennon and his Lewis. I don't know what I'm doing. John Lewis and his beginning into civil rights. And so John Lewis ends up being an activist his entire life. He ends up doing things like even in 2019 and 2020, he actually was stirred the pot a little bit recently. But it talks about the civil rights unit or the civil rights movement and how he became part of it, what he did, and like the different events in the book. The different events, all this is a true story. So John Lewis was a congressman for Georgia eventually later on in life. You can see his pictures right here. This bald guy. He accomplished quite a bit. So we always talk about MLK, but we don't talk about the children that died of us. We don't talk about the people on the bridge. We don't talk about all the people that contributed. It wasn't just 5-10 people that were like, okay, we're going to make change happen and we're going to do this. No, Rosa Parks was there for a reason. Rosa Parks was one example of people. Rosa Parks was not even like the first one officially, okay? But it talks about how everything was planned out in this book, how like they sat and they decided, okay, we're gonna send this person, we're gonna do this, we're gonna peacefully do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be there, we're gonna be here, and how people were trying to stop them during that time as well. And so it's a really good book. It gives you a graphic example. There are some like he has some weird references to chickens in his beginning. I really liked this series. I've had one kid for sure read this series this year. It is a 3-part series. The third one is the best one. In fact, I heard before John Lewis died, he actually had somebody that he was working with to make a young adult book of his life as well, that wasn't graphic novel. So the book series is called March. It is book 1. There are 3 books, and it is about the civil rights movement and his contributions to the civil rights movement from his life as a young kid, and it goes up until like today. It goes back and forth. There's time lapse, but it's a great book. Check it out.